say is going to be the governor, or be a senator, or be a member of the House of Representatives and all of that. Let us also give respect to the office that we all occupy, that God has called us. And be careful that these things that we say, they have a way of having a ripple effect. You must have to understand that in the midst of all of this, God is still God.
Listen to Planet 101.1 FM News at 7 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. with our news in special English at 2:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays. Planet Radio 101.1 FM, moving around you.
In the news at noon, federal government releases relief materials for flood victims in Anambra State. ASUU Suspends strike after 8 months, says issues not fully addressed. Residents of Uyo Village Road around Science Park holes on Akwa Ibom State government to fix gully sites linking to Calabar Itu Highway. On the foreign scene, France sends Germany gas for first time amid Russia energy crisis. In sports, Bukayo Saka scores his Arsenal near Europa League knockout. Details coming up shortly. Good afternoon, welcome to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Uyo, I am Bright James. First in the news this afternoon is a report that the federal government has released relief materials, mainly food and non-food items, to flood victims in Anambra. Wilson Ibarakomo, an assistant director in charge of response and rehabilitation at the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, said this after a closed-door meeting with officials of the Anambra government in Awka yesterday. Ibarakomo said the non-food items had arrived, but the food items were yet to arrive in Anambra due to the traffic challenges caused by flooding in the confluence town of Lokoja, Kogi State. The NEMA official and his team were received by Dr. Onyekachuku Ibezim, Deputy Governor of Anambra State, and Chief Paul Odenibo, the Executive Secretary of Anambra State Emergency Management Agency. On his part, Ibezim thanked the federal government for the support but expressed greatest regrets over the devastating impact of the flood on Anambra. Ibezim said the number of affected local government areas had increased from 5 to 7 with the addition of Ihiala and Ekosigo. The deputy governor said efforts were being made to provide minimal comfort to victims and that every item meant to cushion their pains would be diligently distributed. Meanwhile, Governor Samuel Otomo of Benue State has issued a 1-month ultimatum to the federal government to give the Benue State community volunteer guards a license to bear AK-47 rifles. The governor said he applied for a license for the state-owned security outfit to bear AK-47 rifles 3 months ago, but the federal government has not given him any response. He said his people will make a categorical decision on the matter in the next month if the federal government continues its refusal. Otom spoke in Makodi, the state capital, at the passing out parade of March B of the Benue State Community Volunteer Guards. Addressing the guards, Otom said the aim of the state-owned security agency is to complement efforts by the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies in curbing surging crimes and killings in the state. He also argued that for the creation of state police, saying the decentralization of the current policing system in the country will go a long way to address the worsening security challenges of kidnapping and terrorism ubiquitous across Nigeria. In education, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, suspended its 8-month-old industrial action conditionally. ASUU ended the strike following intense negotiations with the government and the House of Representatives. According to reports, the decision to suspend the strike was taken at the end of ASUU National Executive Council meeting, which was held at the ASUU Secretariat in Abuja. The meeting was called by the union to determine its next line of action after its state branches met over the Court of Appeal ruling last week. But while the union, in a press statement made available to newsmen, noted that the issues in its dispute with the federal government were not well addressed. The press release, which was signed by the national president of the union, Professor Emmanuel Lesodeke, however, held the intervention of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. In a separate development, Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited, Petroleum Training Institute (PTI), and other stakeholders are considering locally made technology to mitigate climate change and growing divestment in the nation's oil and gas sector. Reports say funding for fossil fuels is under attack as financial institutions are no longer willing to finance projects that trigger climate change challenges. Speaking at the PTI's 50th anniversary in Abuja, Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC, Melekiari, stated that unless the industry collaborates in terms of technological development, solving the country's high energy costs and poverty would remain a mirage. Kiari urged industry players to finance the development of local technologies, noting that pervasive oil theft in the country could also be addressed within country technological solutions. Now to health, where the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, says the country recorded a total of 2,185 confirmed cases of cholera and 233 associated deaths from the 1st of January to the 25th of September 2022. The NCDC also said the multi-sectoral National Cholera Technical Working Group, in collaboration with partners, has been supporting affected states in risk communication, active case search, case management, and water, sanitation and hygiene interventions. The NCDC-led multi-sectoral TWG includes representation from the Federal Ministries of Environment and Water Resources, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, the World Health Organization, United Nations Children Fund, and other partners. The agency said the outbreak of the waterborne disease has been exacerbated by limited access to clean water and sanitation facilities, open defecation, and poor hygiene practices. Back here, residents of Uyo Village Road around the Science Park area have appealed to the Akwa Ibom State government to quickly intervene and fix the gully site of the road linking to Calabar Itu Highway, saying that movement along the area has been difficult for months since the road got bad. Speaking with Planet News, he said that the gully keeps cutting each time it rains and will soon affect the remaining part of the road, which, according to them, will cause lots of setbacks in the area.
This road has been bad for a while, and again, work is slow. I've been privy to have behind-the-scenes discussion with some of the workers, and they claim that funds is part of the major problem, that they would have expedited action and concluded the construction.
The progress on this road has not really been good at all, coupled with the fact that it has really affected the whole road. A little mistake, one might even fall into it, and who knows what that can cause.
With the condition of the road being this bad, it makes it difficult for people to walk through. So we just hope that it will be rectified and worked on as soon as possible.
Others explained the danger surrounding the situation. They, however, appealed to the state government to avail the workers with all necessary requirements for a timely completion of the road so that normalcy can be restored.
About the safety, it's very dangerous, and at night people have to use another route to go to their different places.
And this road is a hotel traffic Itam Junction. So
I'm calling on the government to really do something about it.
I would like to plead that the construction be hastened up and something should be done about it.
You're listening to the news on Planet Radio 101.1 FM. Let's take a breather and then bring more stories from our foreign, sports, and entertainment scenes. Do stay with us.
Healthy living begins with the choices one makes. Choosing to live healthy is the first step to healthy living. Join us Sundays 1:30 to 2 p.m. for Healthway, awareness for healthy choices.
Thanks for staying with us. Now on the foreign scene. France has sent gas to Germany for the first time in European solidarity amid increasing energy pressures. The gas delivered via pipeline is part of a deal between the countries to ease energy shortfalls after Russia turned off the taps to Europe. Though the new flow is less than 2% of Germany's daily needs, it is welcome as Berlin battles to diversify its energy. Reports say Russia has been accused of using gas supplies as a weapon against the West since the invasion of Ukraine. Recall that last month, in the energy solidarity deal, Germany pledged to provide additional electricity to France when needed, and in exchange, France agreed to help Germany with gas supplies. In sports, Arsenal took a big step towards qualifying for the Europa League knockout stage with a slender win at Bodo Glimt. The winner came after Bukayo Saka combined with impressive midfielder Albert Sambi Lokonga, and his toe-poked effort hit the defender before ricocheting back off his shin and past the helpless goalkeeper. Bodo Glimt came into the game with a 14-game winning streak at home in Europe, and they were spurred on by a boisterous crowd, but they were guilty of missing a number of clear-cut chances. The win leaves the Gunners 5 points clear of third place Bodo Glimt, who have played a game more because of the Gunners' fixture against PSV Eindhoven last month being postponed owing to policing issues following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Now on the entertainment scene, Nigerian singer Oxlade has shared the career-related advice he got from his mentor, Wizkid. He said the Grammy Award winner advised him to observe his style of music and figure out a way of being unique without copying him. The 25-year-old artist explained that Wizkid does not want him to follow the same path he took or to make the same mistakes. According to him, Wizkid made it possible for him to have his first ever performance at the prestigious O2 Arena in 2018. It's been the news on Planet Radio, 101.1 FM. But before we go, a recap of the major stories. In the news, we told you the federal government has released relief materials, mainly food and non-food items, to flood victims in Anambra State. The Academic Staff Union of Universities ASUU suspended its 8-month-old industrial action conditionally. Residents of Wheel Village Road around the Science Park area have appealed to the state government to quickly intervene and fix the gully site of the road linking to Calabar Itu Highway, saying that movement along the area has been difficult for months since the road got bad. On the foreign scene, we told you that France has sent gas to Germany for the first time in European solidarity amid increasing energy pressures. In sports, reports have that Arsenal took a big step towards qualifying for the Europa League knockout stage with a slender win at Bodo Glimt. For comments and coverage of newsworthy events, call Newsroom 0812-770-2940. That is 0812-770-2940. Visit our website on planet101fm.ng and follow us on Twitter at planet_101fm. You can also like our verified Facebook page at Planet101FM. Uyo. The news was edited by Jane Owa. As you end the news, remember that when you give joy to other people, you get more joy in return. You should give good thoughts to the happiness that you can give out. I am Pride James. Good afternoon and thank you for listening.